A Story from a Second Glance, Part 3. The young man was amazed at the condition of this girl. He saw in her eyes an innocence that was rare in his time, but something inside him always told him that all girls were like him. Yasmin asked Amira for permission to leave early. "Yasmin, princess, do you know very well what I should do?" Amira, "Sure, be careful, my love." Yasmin, "Don't worry, God is the best protector and He is the most merciful of those who show mercy." She went to work as usual every day, first at the restaurant and then at the pastry shop. But this time, she was different from her counterparts, and Ahmed was watching her from afar. The young man was amazed at the condition of this beautiful girl who was able to put up all that great effort, doing work that men could not do. The curiosity increased within him, but he did not dare to approach her and talk to her after everything he had done to her. "From the first day I saw her at Yasmin's house at night," her stepfather said with all sarcasm and mockery, "You came?" Yasmin, as she gave him the money in his hand, "Yes, father." He went outside the house to the place he always went to, a place full of everything that God had forbidden, including alcohol, gambling, and night girls. As for Yasmin, as usual, she prayed her homework and went into a deep sleep. Her mother checks on her and always sits next to her, with tears falling from her eyes in grief over what her only daughter finds herself suffering while she is still at that young age. In the morning, as soon as Yasmin entered the university, she found Ahmed waiting for her, carrying white roses for her. She was amazed at his situation. Yasmin is in great astonishment. "Whose beautiful flowers are these?" Ahmed, "To a beautiful girl. I ask God to forgive me for everything I did to her unintentionally or intentionally." Yasmin, "Honestly, nothing happened to you that required all of this." She took the initiative to leave, taking her by the hand and saying, "I will not let you go again. Thank God I found you, and I will not allow you to leave my life again." Here, Amira, who had just arrived at university, intervened in the conversation. Amira, with a wide smile, "You are such a dangerous romantic." Yasmin, her face blushing, said, "Okay, I will accept flowers from you." Ahmed, "After the lecture, have lunch with me in the cafeteria." Amira, "Okay." And at lunch, Khalid carried in his heart hatred and resentment towards Yasmin and Ahmed. Yasmin was the only girl who rejected his courtship, so he promised her that he would make her regret it for the rest of her life. Days continue to pass and their love for each other increases. Ahmed found in his beloved the true meaning of morality and honor, the ideal girl who respects God's limits and approaches him with love, the girl who is up to the responsibility and defies all difficulties, and at the same time is determined to complete her university studies. As for Yasmin, she found in him a young man who had a jealousy and masculinity that she did not find in anyone else. She found in him love and tenderness, fear for her even for those closest to her, a young man who feared God as he feared him. A full month after, Khalid threatened Yasmin with deep remorse. She came to the university as usual, but on that day she saw many things that surprised her. She saw everyone looking at her, whispering as if they were everyone at the university, talking in intense silence over her. She searched for Amira, and the first thing she saw. "Yasmin, what is strange about the university today? I feel as if there is something strange." She did not finish her sentence, and Amira did not have the opportunity to answer him. Then, Ahmed was holding a mobile phone full of naked pictures of Yasmin, and began to scold her and insult her with obscene words. During his continuous speech, despite Amira deterring him to make him stop what he was doing, he did not stop until Yasmin fell to the ground and blood was flowing from her nose profusely. Amira screamed for help, and when Yasmin woke up, she picked herself up and left, but Amira followed her. Amira, do not be sad, for they plot and God plots, and God is the best of planners. Yasmin, all that saddened my heart was that he believed what he saw and judged me even before he heard my defense. Tears flowed from her eyes and blood flowed from her nose again. Ahmed intervened immediately as he was following her without approaching. He approached her and held her hand. Yasmin, forgive me. She pushed him forcefully and left, leaving him and her friend, but he still insisted on expressing his deep remorse for the impact of his harsh words on her heart. She got on the bus and he rode after her, but without her noticing him. A young man was opposing her. He immediately intervened and revealed himself by beating him up, but the young man was one of her boys. At night, he wounded him in the hand with a white knife, and his wound was deep, and he bled profusely. Yasmin asked the driver to take them to the nearest hospital on the road. Ahmed was happy to see the intensity of her fear for him, which was revealed by her beautiful eyes. He even asked her to forgive him, and she shook her head. Immediately agreed. In the hospital. As soon as they arrived, Ahmed had lost consciousness. The doctor asked her to put money in the accounts, so she had to go to work and take money in advance. She returned to the hospital and put money in her safe and then went to work. On the way, she called Amira and told her everything, so Amira went to him to check on him and reassure her as well. Ahmed regained his consciousness, but he did not find Yasmin, but he found Amira, so he asked her about Yasmin, so she told him what she had done, and when he blamed her for leaving before she could reassure him, she explained to him the tragedy that Yasmin was living and suffering from, her stepfather and his cruelty. At night, Yasmin returns home without money and knows what she will find. Her stepfather, where is the money? Yasmin, there is no money today, father. A word she said and she paid a very high price. He beat her to the point that blood flowed from every part of her body. Her mother came to defend her, so Yasmin pushed her away so that he would not beat her too. He left, threatening both of them. Yasmin went straight to her room to rest after her difficult day. While she was sleeping, she had a severe fever, which her mother treated with ice packs. The next morning, she had an exam at the end of the year. Will Yasmin be able to go to her exam? How will the relationship between Ahmed and Yasmin go? Will it take a new turn? How did Khalid's malicious plan affect Yasmin's life? All this and more events in the fourth part of Love Stories at University.